Alright guys, welcome back to the next episode. So this episode's all about putting on the sheeting for the decks. So what we're going to be doing is making some of the hatch lids and then start to put the sheet on. So we're going to put on as much of the sheeting as we can. We're not going to probably be able to do all of it in this episode because I'm still waiting on some parts to come in which I will need to put a bit of extra bracing before I put the sheet on. So just waiting on those parts, but I think we'll be able to make a good progress with the sheeting. So then that way I can order some of the EVA foam and then hopefully be able to get on to doing that quite soon. So let's get stuck into making the first hatch. I reckon we'll make the one in the center first. Okay, so we're going to start with this hatch in the middle first because it's one of the bigger hatches. So if it doesn't quite go as planned, I can cut it down and reuse it for one of the smaller hatches. So what we'll do is I'll grab some measurements and then we'll cut the frame, cut the aluminium sheet, and then we will start to put that one together. So let's have a bit of a look, take some measurements and start cutting. Awesome. There you go. So that's what we've got there. So we'll cut it just a bit shorter than that and we will put it all together and we'll have a look how it fits in there. All right, so we've cut the sheet and the frame. So now what I'm going to do is I've got a bit of double-sided tape, so I just want to keep it in position because I think clamping it's going to be quite difficult. So I'm just going to try a little bit of double-sided tape, see if that holds it roughly in position so that I can do the drilling and then start to rivet and brace those corners. So let's give that a go. If it doesn't work, we'll have a bit of a think and come up with a different solution. So let's get stuck into that. Alright, so we have riveted each corner, and what I might do, just as a bit of a test, there's a little bit of flex still in the middle there. What I might do is I might cut a couple of angle braces, and I might actually just tape them in there for now and see how much of the flex that removes, and then I might start just riveting everything in. So let's quickly cut those. Alright, so I've just put those in place for a bit of extra bracing. I reckon that's a lot sturdier. So I reckon once I rivet that in, I reckon it should be pretty good. Alright, so there is the first hatch and it actually worked out really well. So I just finished standing on it and it has the slightest bit of flex but not much really, and I feel like once the EVA foam's on there you'll hardly notice any flex at all, but it's pretty sturdy. I was walking around on it and the only time you feel it is maybe here and here. It's actually pretty sturdy through the middle, which is where you're mainly going to be standing. But yeah, and I think even when the hinge goes on, that's also going to probably help to keep it braced. Now I'm having second thoughts about using the piano hinge. I might actually get some bulkier sort of either stainless steel hinges and probably have one on each side, something like that. I'll have a bit of a think, but I've sort of gone away from doing the big piano hinge because, yeah, I was having a bit of a look at them and I feel like they're a little bit flimsy, the ones that I got cheap, so might have to invest in some better hinges. So yeah, I think happy with that. The concept worked for that hatch, so I might have to beef it up again for these bigger hatches, but I think with the littler ones I might get away with just doing one brace through the middle or something like that. But yeah, pretty happy with that in the end. So was able to use the 1.6mm aluminium, didn't have to go too much thicker. It's got the, yeah, ever so slight bit of flex, but nothing really noticeable. It's probably more so just myself knowing for the first try I was sort of feeling all the little movements of the boat, but yeah, pretty happy with that. Alright guys, so we're back on the boat. So I've had a couple of months where put it on the back burner, had a few trips planned, so been doing a lot of fishing, hopefully get a video or two from that, but the weather wasn't the best on most of the trips, so a bit of wind, bit of rain, so hopefully we'll see what we can make of the footage, but otherwise caught some good fish. But what we're doing today is we're back on the boat. So what I want to do is finish making the frames of the hatches. So you can see I've cut all the lids, just a matter of making the hatch frames now and get them all riveted up. So let's get cutting. Alright guys, so that is all of the hatches done. So it took a little bit of work, but it's all come together pretty nicely. So I think I'll wrap it up for this video. I've just started cutting, you can see in the middle there, just the bits of aluminium to keep it all level. So I've just started cutting those, but I reckon that's a wrap for this video because I'm not going to probably be able to finish the deck until I've been waiting on a par and it's on back order to go in the middle here, and I need that to be able to finish the framing in there, but at the moment I might just cut some of the small spacer bits and then hopefully maybe hinge a few hatches, so that'll be potentially next video. And hopefully in the meantime that part comes in so then I can finish off that. But otherwise it's all working well. I was jumping on it before, didn't break my neck, but I'll have a bit of a walk now so you can see. Could be the end of the series if I break my neck, but it's all working pretty well. So it's all pretty solid. It's only when you step right on the outside edge, which I'll put some more bracing, so that's all really solid. And it's all pretty solid here too. So pretty happy with that really. So I just think I might need a little bit of bracing or something in there. It gets a little bit weak right on the far point there. And the same, if I step a little bit too far, I feel like it's a little bit weak there. So I might try and figure something out, and the same on that corner. But otherwise I can pretty much walk anywhere and it feels solid as, which is what I wanted. And as you can see, I've cut the first little bit here. So what I'm gonna have to do is cut these little bits and then be able to put the hinges on. But pretty stoked with that.